what does that say? Once again, I don't know what happened here. Hey guys, welcome back. So got a new at the drugstore video for y'all today, all about new Essence goodies. So I've got quite a few eyeshadow palettes to show you, and then I've got some other little random things to run through. So I'm gonna show you some swatches, let you know what I'm thinking about these products, and just do a new at the drugstore about Essence goodies type video. So let's get to it. I had to adjust the camera a little bit. I felt like something was off a little bit, so if it looks like I moved a little bit, I moved the camera a little bit. Okay, so let's start with some random stuff. So first off is the HOLO WOW PRISMA Jumbo Eye Pencil. This is what it looks like. So I picked the kind of pinky sort of color. This is 04 Magic Spell. I love the packaging on it. I think it's really, really pretty. I usually love eye pencils and I love lip pencils. I just think that they're fun, easy products. This one, I don't know if this was like compromised by the heat by sitting outside on my porch or on the truck or whatnot, but something seems like it went awry with this. Because first off, when I opened it, it was like down in the lid, so it had broken at the base. So I reattached it and like smashed it back down in there. But this is just a goofy texture. It's really cool looking, like the color of it is really neat. It's a very duochrome pink, and then it shifts to kind of a green, like a green yellow. It's really, really pretty, but if you try to blend it, it like blends away and it almost picks up the product. It's very thick and just doesn't blend like very well at all. So honestly, I was even afraid to put this on my eyes because if I can't get it to even blend on my hand, that's not a good sign. And when you try to layer it, it's like it picks up the product. It's just a strange texture. So I'm not sure if it just had something funky happen from being out in the heat. I mean, that's, you know, a strong possibility, but I'm just not impressed with this. It's just kind of a little bit weird. The texture is a little bit weird. Something went wrong. And this one is a potted cream shadow. This is the Moonlight Eyes Cream Eyeshadow. So cute packaging to it. I like the whole theme to it. So I picked the shade 03 Cosmic, which kind of has that like MAC blue-brown pigment sort of a situation where it's like a, you know, a burgundy to teal shifting sort of situation. Now, once again, I don't know what happened here. I think something went funky in the heat maybe, but it like detached from the outside of the container. But I don't know that it necessarily affected the product itself, like in how it works. It's really kind of cool. It's like spongy feeling. I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like Jello. It almost feels like Jello. It's very spongy feeling. And it is still very, very pretty. This one has more of a kind of, man, how would I even describe it as you blend it out? It almost has like a cooling feeling and it's more silky. This is not the best cream shadow that I've ever used. I think, you know, there's a happy balance. It's like the other one is too sticky and it doesn't blend. This one's almost too silky and it's like it doesn't have enough stick to sort of build on itself. So it is still pretty and I think workable, but not the best cream shadow I've ever used. I like that color though. I think it's fun and duochrome and interesting. So I don't think it's a total fail, but it's not one of my standout products that I tried. I have a couple of face highlighters that I tried out. So this first one is the Essence Pure Nude Space Lighter, and I got the shade 20 Be My Space Light. So I have the regular one of the Pure Nude, and I love it. I think it's such a versatile, pretty, everyday sort of a highlighter, so I was really excited to see these. So there are several different options. I think there are 3 different options. One's kind of more of a greeny blue, but I think mostly green, maybe more green yellow. And then there's one that seemed like it was going to be more of an orangey bronze. And then this one looked like it had kind of a pink shift to it, which is always my favorite kind of a, if a highlighter is going to have a colorful shift to it, I like the pinks. So this is what it looks like. This is really, really pretty. And I do feel like it's kind of like the other one, the regular, in that I mean, it's not super duper natural, but as far as a duochrome highlight, I think they sort of kept it in that same vein where you can kind of, you know, diffuse this out a little bit and not have it like over the top. So you're still getting to kind of have fun with a duochrome interesting sort of a highlighter, but it's not crazy, intensely metallic and just really super creative where it's a kind of a little bit difficult to wear. So anywho, I really like it. I think it's pretty. I think it has a nice texture to it. I do like the duochrome look to it. It's kind of a pinky lavender with a greeny sort of a shift to it. So this is definitely one of the standouts to me. I really like this highlighter. This one's just fun and cute. This is the Glow Like a Mermaid highlighter. Super cute. And then it says number 10, Forever Mermaid. So it's really, really cute looking in the packaging. And it's actually really pretty on the face. This is the highlighter that I'm wearing today. These sort of rainbow highlighters, I'm always like, what is this going to actually end up looking like? Like, what are all of these colors going to create? What color are these colors going to create? And it sort of creates this like semi-neutral, I don't even know, kind of, in a swatch it doesn't look this way, but on my cheeks, on my face, I feel like it's almost like peachy champagne. In a swatch, I feel like you've got more of this like, what is this? Not very pretty color. So when I was first just swatching this, I wasn't sure about it, but on my face, see here on my hand, I can see it more. This is the way it looks on my face. It looks more kind of peachy with a interesting sort of a duochrome look to it. It's really, really cool. Now, is this like my favorite highlighter? No, because this is sort of a, I don't even know, kind of a weird color that it creates. But I actually like it a lot better on my face than I thought I was. When I first was looking at it, I wasn't sure about it. But on the face, I really do like it. I think it's an interesting sort of color, kind of a peachy sort of color. Not my favorite highlighter, but I do think it's fun. I think it's really cute in the packaging, affordable. So I think it's just one of those like happy, fun to play with sort of makeup products that actually ends up being pretty on the face. Now let's jump into all the eyeshadow palettes. So I have 3 that look like this that kind of open up. I'll show you in a second. So let's just start with this one. This one is the Spice Up Your Life eyeshadow palette. And these were, I believe, around $10. So you open it up and it's got the 2 sides to it. There was a little plasticky thing on the top half too, but that was going to be too difficult to try to deal with right now, so I just left the one. So I would suggest leaving at least one to kind of keep them separated because, you know, your colors are going to kind of meld together. Let me get these all swatched. Okay, so here is this one swatched. So there aren't a ton of mattes in this palette, so that is definitely something that I would change about this one specifically, is I feel like it just needs more mattes to be able to really create a lot of like complete eye looks. There are some really pretty shades in here. I think this is a fun kind of fall feeling sort of a palette. Now, texture on these shadows. So they're soft and really to the point of being powdery. That's how I would describe them. They are still usable, still workable, especially the metallics, especially if you use them with some kind of a setting spray. They're definitely very workable. So the shimmery shades, I really, really like them. The mattes are still workable too, but they just sort of, they're that powdery sort of shadow that just sort of like floats away, and a lot of times you start with more product and as you're blending, it's kind of like not a lot is left really adhered to your eyes. So not the best shadows. This is kind of really how I feel about these particular palettes. I think if these were a lower price point, like more like $5, I would feel differently about them. But I think for $10, I would definitely go with like one of the Profusion palettes or something like that, because this is just, I think you can get more for $10 is what I would say. I think the packaging is really cute. I like the color theme to it. They have really cute names like Cha-Cha Sriracha and Spiced Apple Cider and what does that say? Caramelts, Habanero Honey. So cute little names to it. Really a cute theme. But just the overall, like, what are you getting for $10? I think you could get more for $10. Now this one might be worth getting it just based on the packaging and the whole theme to it because it is so adorable. I love the whole theme to this one. This one's called I'm With the Band, and it looks like a little cassette, which is so darn cute. It's adorable. And then you open it up and these names are just so good, like Wannabe, Jump Around, Chasing Waterfalls, Californication, Don't Speak, The One That Saves Me, What's My Age Again? Just adorable. So I love the theme to this one, at least the names and the packaging. I don't super love the theme to the colors in here, so it's not my favorite because of that, but just the packaging really is what I like about this one. Same sort of situation with the formula. I do have this one and some shadows from the next palette I'm about to show you on my eyes today, so it's definitely still workable. You can get some really pretty eye looks with this palette. It's just not the best quality, so it's workable. And again, if it were a lower price point, I think I would like it more. But since it's $10, I do think you can get more for $10, but I do love the theme to it. But this one is actually my surprise favorite of the three. I just kind of got this one to try it out, but I didn't think it would be my favorite, but I actually really like this one the best, I think. This one is called the Fairy Wings and Magical Things eyeshadow palette. So it's a cute kind of fairy themed, sort of a light colored palette. This is what it looks like. So lots of pastels in here. Just a very sweet, ethereal, fairy-like collection of colors. Again, not a ton of mattes, but actually more mattes in this one than in some of the others. Like this one's a matte, this one's a matte, and this one's like sort of almost a matte. Some of these shadows, I noticed this across the three, they look like they're gonna be matte, but then when you go to use them, it has more of a satin sheen to it, so they kind of trick you a little bit. So here they are swatched. So these, I think I like this palette a little bit more than the others because you can use these with a setting spray. I said this about the first one too. You know, you can use those shimmery shades with a setting spray and really kick them up a notch. But these are especially pretty used that way because they're those sort of duochrome, light, very just brightening sort of colors. So I really like those. I really like using those with a setting spray. So that's why I feel like I like this palette a little bit more because there's quite a few of those sort of shadows in here, like pretty much this whole row. My rude camera cut me off, but as I was saying, there's just a lot of those kind of light colors in here, like just quite a few that you can use with a setting spray, and they look really, really pretty used that way. So I don't know that I would say still go out and get this one for $10, but of the three, I think this one is my favorite. So now we're getting to some palettes that I do really like. So these right here totally sucked me in based on the packaging. I mean, look how cute. Now, I do think some people would say that this looks like kid makeup because it kind of looks like kid makeup, but I don't know, I still really like it. That doesn't ever bother me. I just don't take makeup too seriously, so I don't mind if stuff looks like kid makeup. I still think it's fun and cute, and I mean, it still makes me smile. This would have made me smile as a kid. It makes me smile as an adult, so I think they're really fun. I think that they were each around $5.99, $6, something around there. There was a fourth one, but that one just didn't draw me in, and it looked like the shadows were very thin little lines, and I thought they might be a little bit difficult to use. They look like darker colors, so I didn't get that one, but I got these other three. So let's start with this one that is animal themed. How adorable. This is so cute. So this is the Million Nude Faces, and it says hashtag BEYOUTIFUL. BEYOUTIFUL. So it's got this little lid that has the little animals on it, and then you open it up and it's got the shadows inside. So this is a really nice neutral palette. You've got a lot of mattes in here. You've got some really pretty metallic-y shades in here. So I love the collection of colors in this palette. And surprisingly, this is really good quality. I feel like this is different than those other ones that are $10. These feel, the mattes feel a little bit more buttery. They are far less, I wouldn't even call them powdery at all. They're really not powdery. They have more of a buttery texture to them. They are more pigmented. They're just easier to work with and build up. And then the metallics are really beautiful. You can use them like this. You can use them with the setting spray. So I'm super impressed with the quality of these shadows too. I like the price point. I think the cute little kitty packaging is fun. And you get good quality shadows in there too. So I'm a big fan of these little palettes. I think they're great. This next one is called In Love with Rose. And it is just so cute. It's got little birds on it, and there's little birds that are like, they're in a little boat together, and they look like they're in love, and then they're hugging here, and then they're kissing here. They're in a little hot air balloon there. So it's just sweet and cute. This one has more of kind of like a rosy theme to it. I do find that like these are a little bit more difficult to get into, but still very workable if you use a smaller brush. I've actually used this one as a blush. It was very pigmented, so I really had to blend it out, but it was still really pretty on the cheeks. So that totally works as a blush. This is so pretty. It's got this duochrome shift to it. So there are all the colors in the pan. Here are the actual swatches so you can see them. So there is that gorgeous pinky shade. Oh my goodness, there is the one that I used as a blush. This is a really pretty palette. Again, good quality to it. The mattes are easy to work with and blend. That is super pigmented right there. The shimmery shades, metallic-y shades are really beautiful on the eyes, both dry and then also used with a setting spray. So I love this one too. And then this one is a mermaid themed one. So there is the outside packaging on it. This one is called, just says Mermaid Eyeshadow Box. My shell is my castle. It's just lighthearted and fun. You open it up and it's kind of that glowy, fairy sort of themed, like those sort of mermaid fairy kind of colors. So same as the fairy, what was the other one called? Fairy Wings and Magical Things. So same sort of concept and idea as that one, but I like this one better. I would go with this one. Here are the swatches. So pretty. So these just work, you know, by themselves, but then when you use a setting spray, it just really kicks them up a notch and they're even more beautiful. These are gorgeous on the eyes. They're just fun shadows. So these little palettes right here are definitely impressive to me. I would say go out and get one of these. I got these on the Essence website. That's where I found them. And for $6, I think they are cute and happy and actually really nice quality little eyeshadow palettes. And then last thing that I have to show you that is definitely a standout favorite for me is this palette right here. This is the HOLO Wow Eye and Face palette. So this is super cute. I love this palette. I'm so impressed by it. So it does come with an Intensify base and a Brighten base. I don't really use these sort of shadows. Like if I do use a black base or something under a shadow, I would usually use like a cream shadow or a smudgy liner or something like that, but I rarely do that, but that option is there for you. You could use the shadows as your base. So you've got those, and then you've got two other shadows, and then you've got two face products over here. But this is an overall very duochrome, interesting, just creative sort of a palette. I love it. It is so pretty. It's beautiful in the pan. And then look at these swatches. Oh my goodness. I mean, if you need a really good, rich black shadow, I mean, that is it right there. That is very pretty. But I'm most excited about all these others, especially these. They are beautiful, so duochrome. I have this color on the inner corners of my eyes, and it is just beautiful. I've used this one as a highlighter. It was gorgeous on the face, easy to apply, easy to blend, really looked beautiful, nice texture to it. It really isn't even that thick sort of a highlight formula. A lot of times inexpensive highlighters have that kind of thick texture to them where it really doesn't bother me, but I do feel like those accentuate texture on the face a little bit more. This is not that. Like, it's still a very nice, creamy, it's not creamy because it's not a cream, it's a powder, but it's that buttery sort of a texture to it. So a really nice texture on them. So I really, really like this palette. This is one of my standout favorite products. All right, guys, so that wraps up this video. So hope that you really enjoyed it and hope it was helpful for you. Please do a thumbs up if it was. Let me know down below if you've tried any of these products. What do you think about them? I love hearing your thoughts and opinions. What are your favorite things? If you have tried some of these goodies, I would love to know your favorite pick out of all of these. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.